Looks like we are getting in to Ilios, and we're going to be on my favorite Ilios map, and that's Well.
I'm now in focus. Just in time to be in-game. Praise the Lord. Right, Ilios then. More control. More... what was like a very almost like DM-y game mode. And it's always what I enjoyed most in Overwatch. As opposed to the other modes. And we're going to see, like we've been talking about all day long, the Lucio for the boops. Occasionally might see a Roadhog. The May, of course, has been a great pick all day long. And nothing has changed. Only one Symmetra this time, over on George Mason.
Yeah, the question is if it's just going to be the Symmetra for the TP, or are we going to see the Symmetra stay on, and we're not. We're going to see it over to the McCree. Now, how many environmental kills do you think we're going to see here? Over under one or over under two?
I'm gonna go with 7.
Gonna go with that's a bold statement. Yeah. If it's 7, then I gotta donate something in your name.
I'm a bold guy.
That'd be astounding.
Hey, if I'm right, I will be able to pretend that I'm clairvoyant and like get a job as a TV medium. It's gonna be fantastic. Right. So here we are. Oh, that was a big stun.
There goes one.
3 picks for George Mason. Make it 4, and it looks like it could well be the white.
Oh, look, we did get one boop in the well on that Baptiste, and we do have a quick early fight win for George Mason. So it looks like we're going to see that reset for Shenandoah. We're going to see that Lucio just like hide a little bit, and looks like we're going to see George Mason actually push in closer to Shenandoah spawns.
Yep, they certainly are. We're going to have to see Shenandoah try and break out here. D.Va on top of the wall. It's a little bit of an awkward position. The Rhine gets chain CC'd, and that's not a good look. It's 6 versus 4 right now, and I don't think George Mason have lost a single life.
Yeah, we haven't seen anyone go down on the side of George Mason yet. We do see the Lucio is on fire as well. So it's interesting to see that Shenandoah is unable to break this, and we're already going to be at 60% right now. 3 ults on the side of George Mason right now. We do only have the Shatter and the Ant Matrix that is coming out on the side of Shenandoah here.
That's a triple with the D.Va bomb. And yeah, the May falls a little bit after as well. This is looking like it may be in the history books, as George Mason have just walked over Shenandoah so far, and they've got 4 ults in their back pocket.
Oh, the Lucio is behind. Okay, the Lucio is going to get spotted out. This is going to be final fight territory here for George Mason. If they can secure this here, they're going to secure round 1 on Ilios. Oh, and that big sound barrier is going to come through from the Lucio through that blizzard.
Okay, something is happening and going the way of Shenandoah right now. It is in overtime. They're going to have to convert hard. A couple of picks come out for George Mason, though, and the May, well, just with the delay tactics, the ice block on the point is going to be able to... Oh, falls down the hole. And that could be curtains. As Shenandoah, can they get another touch? It's not looking likely. And the first map goes, or rather the first round goes to George Mason.
Well, we didn't see 7 environmental kills there. We did see 2 come out from that Lucio, but it was George Mason actually just running their show there. They've only, if I remember correctly, had 4 deaths that round, and Shenandoah was absolutely getting rolled on well. This is actually par for the course that we see from George Mason. George Mason always comes out strong round 1 on control. We did see their loss versus ODU, that round 2 and 3 wasn't their strong standpoint when it comes to it. So let's see if they can keep that momentum up like they did versus Howard.
Yeah, I mean, they look like force to be reckoned with. They were stopped by ODU. Shenandoah, they put up a little bit of a fight there, but nothing too substantial. Okay. Pushing in once again, Sim on one side, and that's a Doomfist on the side of Shenandoah. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah. Big Doom. Doom is a feast or famine hero. Either he does big things. Oh, what happened to the Reinhardt?
He's presumably charged off the edge.
Oh, this is going to be a quick, as we were talking about Doom, we're going to see another quick team fight win for George Mason. Looks like Lucio jumped off the map just to reset.
Not a great start for Shenandoah. Look, they'll really be looking to really take the momentum away from George Mason, but well, they can't be stopped right now, and I have to put some attention, put some of the spotlight on this Lucio. Early Bird is going huge, and I think they're getting the worm.
Yeah, like I have my focus on Early Bird. Early Bird is just being everywhere. He only had one death earlier. Oh, and just got out boop the baby diva off the map as a sign of disrespect.
We're up to
George
4.
Mason is absolutely just rolling here. Yeah, we're up to 4. Let's see if we get that 3 more. But Shenandoah needs to hopefully build up these ults because we're going to see the Blizzard come out. This is going to stagnate that Reinhardt. That Reinhardt is going to get taken down here. We still see the sound barrier on the side of George Mason, so they're going to be able to use that in any team fight where they're going to pop those ults. But 4 down on the side of Shenandoah. This is going to be a reset here and a stagger on this diva if she's able to get out.
Yeah, it does look to be the case. Sound barrier's there. T-Stolt is there. We'll see what they can make. Okay, so Diva Bomb goes in. Is it going to get a pick? It will indeed. Over onto Zappa.
Yeah,
potential here for Shenandoah.
Yeah, we see 3 down on the side of George Mason. We do see a response back by the McCree. 2 by the McCree. The McCree's going a little bit big here. It's still a 4v5. The McCree's going to finally get taken down. Looks like they're going to see a flip on the side of Shenandoah, their first control here on Ilios.
Certainly is looking that way. Sound barrier is popped. The Lucio once again going in, doing huge damage as well. Couple of percent being racked up, though. This is an okay look for Shenandoah. It's going to be a pick a piece, and the fight continues. Reaper is there, and that is quite big indeed. And yeah, that's 4 picks. That's 5. That's the white for Shenandoah.
Yeah, this is that was a good team fight with that Reaper. Oh, that Reaper does a lot of damage. We didn't have that McCree in there for that flashbang to stun it. So all that damage is going to come through. But we're still on a 1-fight basis for the side of George Mason. That they can quickly flip the point. We're looking at Ilios going their way here rather quickly. But we do see Shenandoah here is holding. They do have the Diva Bomb, and they just popped the Ant Matrix right now. No other ults on the side of George Mason yet. Speaking of which, that McCree's ult just came up.
On the side, the Rhine is going to get on the point, and we see a little bit of a duel between the Rhines. They both stun each other, but the freeze is there. And that is a beautiful way to start and end the fight for George Mason.
Yeah, but it looks like they're going to get the stagger here on Diva. This is actually final fight territory for the side of Shenandoah. They have about 8 or 9 seconds to get back in. The Diva Bomb's going to come out, just try to remake, but she was unable to. The Blizzard's going to come down, kill the Lucio, and they're not going to be able to touch. This is going to be round 1 to George Mason.
Okay. In this best of 3, they are 1-0 up. Shenandoah needs to be flawless from here on.
Yeah, they're going to have to sweep. They're going to basically have to reverse sweep these next 2 maps. This was a nice actual start for George Mason here. Coming back off of that loss to ODU, they came back and showed their dominance again like they did against Howard. Even though we did have a couple team fights here and there on side of the second round of Ilios that did not go their way, but they were just proved too much dominant for Shenandoah there.
Yeah, they really were, and I think, it looked pretty comprehensive. So I'm thinking this is going to be a 2-0. I'd love to be proven wrong by Shenandoah. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. There were a couple of decent moments, but I think they came off the back of big ultimates that perhaps caught George Mason by surprise, so especially that Reaper ult. And you can't really rely on that. That's going to be something that comes out. You get the timing right, but it's not going to happen every time.
Yeah, correct. And it looks like we are going to see hybrid come up next. We're not sure what map is coming up, and it looks like Winterside is going to be picking this next map. So we're going to see what George Mason is going to be picking. And it looks like it may be Kings Row.
But before we get into Kings Row, let's have a little look at the highlights.
Kings Row. Initiating match.
And welcome back to what could well be the final map of today's broadcast. Shenandoah down 1-0 up against George Mason. This is it's going to be tricky, but we're going to Kings Row, a very different look from Ilios, and I think that there's some hope in that.
Yeah, I love this. Is my favorite Overwatch map. Kings Row is such an excellent map, especially with the start of the sight lines for the Widow on point A. The choke is amazing, and then the hybrid. Once you get to the streets phase and inside of the reactor, it's going to be a nice all-around game. And then we're going to see George Mason is going to be on the attack first, looking to set the time. Do you have any predictions for this map here?
Okay, I'm going to say what I want to see, because it's as good as my prediction. I want to see this Hanzo pop off.
I feel that. We haven't seen a lot of hit scan coming out. It looks like we're not going to see any hit scan besides the McCree on the side of GMU, so they're not going to take take a portion for that bird's nest at the start of the spawn, but they're going to push straight in through the choke, and it's going to be a big pick by the Hanzo.
It's happened, and I'm so happy to have seen it. Seeing this slow march forward, but well, so far Clarity has kind of gone uncontested. He's just getting that damage in. The shield drops reasonably low, and now he backs off to the high ground, but Diva's on top of him, and this looks like a pretty good opportunity for George Mason. Already, we see 3 picks come out. Make it 4. George Mason pushing in with impunity.
This is going to be a point over to George Mason. They're going to get this cart rolling. I would just like to point out Zap It on the Baptiste. 30-second window. That window came up in less than 30 seconds. So that damage that he was putting out in the healing, that's quick. And we're going to see the super push up on the side of George Mason. They're still getting these picks here. These spawns are going to move. They have the cart already.
The pin.
But they're pushing Shenandoah so far back into the reactor area. They're just getting these picks, but Hanzo said absolutely not. I'm gonna get a couple of these back, and they're gonna have to reset on the side of George Mason. They're gonna have another pick by the Hanzo.
I told you. Well, I didn't tell you. I said I wanted to see it. And we're seeing it.
It's that clairvoyance.
Yuri Geller, eat your heart out.
This went from a super free streets phase to now it's going to be a little competitive fight. The Blizzard's going to come out.
Diva just consistently getting on the Hanzo though, and it's a great answer. Here are the picks coming out. We see a little bit of a struggle, but it really is George Mason once again taking the initiative and getting themselves pretty easy picks.
Yeah, this is going to probably be, we're going to get close to the end of the street phase. We're going to see 2 people on the cart. Get that cart a little bit faster. We're going to see one more team fight, possibly before the B capture for George Mason. This cart has not stopped moving here. The cart has been non-stop go. It's giving that gas, initial D. So.
What? The Rhine just barely missed. Yeah, the Rhine was pretty funny. We're seeing a lot of damage come up. The Diva, the Deadeye. Oh.
The Diva ate both the grab from The Zarya in the Dragon Strike of the Hanzo ate the 2 ults. The D.Va just came up absolutely huge, secured that, and they got 5 minutes inside of the reactor area. This is just an absolute roll from the side of George Mason here. There's nothing stopping this cart.
Something tells me they're gonna make this stick. Oh,
The D.Va bomb.
Oh, and well, Clarity has tried, got one pick, but it's not gonna be enough. They are distracted from the objective, doing a bit of a C9, but I think they've got time to make up for it. 4 minutes and 20 seconds, last point hold. Shenandoah, what have you got?
This is gonna be final fight here. They're less than 10 meters away from the finish. Any loss in the team fight is gonna be the completed map here for George Mason.
Okay, a couple of pigs, but the Ryan is going to answer back. But the D.Va coming up huge once again has been the danger, like, character on both sides, I feel, getting so much done. And George Mason are, at least for now, kept at bay.
This is the first team fight loss that we do see on the side of George Mason here. They're still gonna have a little over 3 minutes here with the cart just getting pushed back just a little bit from the end. But one team fight win is gonna spell the end of King's Row here for George Mason.
Okay. Can they keep it up? So much time left on the clock. It's gonna be tough. Lucio duel going on. It's pretty well.
That's a big shatter down.
Ooh.
And that's gonna be King's Row. They absolutely just took down 4. It's only the Lucio left. George Mason's gonna complete King's Row with over 3 minutes left.
That is not bad. It's gonna be tough for Shenandoah to bring this back. I think, you know, they had their moments there. Their picks looked fine. The Hanzo did reasonably well, although the D.Va did get on top of them a little bit too easily and there wasn't that peel. But I think that, you know, maybe if they're more of an attacking team anyway and they prefer that side, there's a chance that they may be able to equalize or at least clear the stage. If not with 3 minutes left, with some time left.
Yeah, that was so close to being an over 4 minute time bank there for George Mason. That's something that's like not really you're able to come back from. And then we're gonna see how Shenandoah is gonna need to come out on this attack. They're gonna need to push aggressively. We may see George Mason go ahead and try to defend the choke instead of giving up the choke like Shenandoah did, because George Mason was able to walk straight through that choke, straight past the London bus and straight into the point, which spelled absolute disaster on the side of Shenandoah. So let's see how George Mason's defense is gonna be different here. And we're gonna still see that Hanzo coming out on the side of Shenandoah here on the start.
Well, let's see. I'm once again on the perspective of Clarity, hoping for them to come up trumps. Maybe up against the D.Va once again. See if on attack though, it's going to be a different story. May wall up, hugely disruptive. And it's slow going so far for Shenandoah.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna do the same point A defense. Oh, that's gonna be big. That was a drop down onto that. Reinhardt.
They're committing a lot onto the Hanzo, and actually I think the response has been pretty good from Shenandoah, but maybe there's just enough firepower there for George Mason to send them packing. And yeah, we will be waiting for a couple of reinforcements to get here for Shenandoah.
Yeah, this is gonna be a reset on the side of Shenandoah here on this first team fight. But we're going to see them quickly come back in. They have about 3 minutes left, so they have several team fights to go. We're going to see another quick Ant Matrix on the side of George Mason with Zapit, getting that Ant Matrix in less than a minute. So that's going to be back up for him. That's going to quickly get them out of that. They're going to have to push back on the side of Shenandoah.
Yeah, and you can see it's just oppressive. Maywall to stop. The Hanzo getting back in spawn. Okay, we'll just about make it. Has the dragon ready? Let's see if maybe the time is now. It is. The dragon comes through, huge damage going out onto that Ryan and the tanks behind. It's gonna be one pick. Deadeye comes out, though, the male as well. Oh dear, it's gone terribly wrong in a flash for Shenandoah.
This is absolutely signs of what we saw on attack here. George Mason is just getting all of the power plays. All of the ults are getting 100% value. We still see 3 ults on the side of George Mason. We still have the Shatter. Both support ults. While we do have the Blizzard on the side of Shenandoah, but it looks like it's going to be all for naught here. We're going to see both of the Ant Matrix come out here. We're going to see the windows.
Okay.
Oh, it's going to be a big four-man shot on the side of Shenandoah.
The D-Roll was there as well, but oh, finally they will do it, and that is near enough the wipe. And we will see Shenandoah at least advance past the first stage here on King's Row Attack.
Yeah, they're going to capture that card, and we're going to see Shenandoah go into the streets phase. Now, we got to see how George Mason here is going to approach them on the street phase. Are we going to see a hard push here at the choke out of the street phase, or whether or not they are pushing directly up onto them?
Doom gets in the back there, but the McCree's gets the stun out, and then Diva cleans up with the peel. Now the Rhine takes down the Baptiste. The McCree's getting involved as well, and George Mason still, bear in mind, with 3 ultimates just burning a hole in their pocket, and they're pushing Shenandoah all the way back to spawn.
This fight was almost able to be turned around by Enders on the side of Shenandoah. Ate the May Blizzard with that defense matrix. If that May Blizzard came out, we were looking at a full reset on the side of Shenandoah, but that allowed them to get out. Looks like Shenandoah is trying to take the high ground, and that Lucio is trying to defend it on the side of George Mason. The Diva Bomb's going to come in the backfield. He's going to get nothing.
Big. Okay, the Lucio ult.
Another ult
big
by the Diva. There goes another Blizzard. Shenandoah's Blizzard was eaten.
Oh, it is. It's a little bit of a bloodbath right now. It's George Mason. I don't know what to say. They're looking large and in charge right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard reset on the side of Shenandoah here. They do have about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. That's good enough for about 2 to 3 long team fights here. It looks like they're going to try to take the high ground out again, but that Lucio is there. They do have the knowledge that they are going to be up there.
Yeah. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remain. It's going to be tough. Still on this Doomfist, you know, I quite like it, honestly. I feel like there's huge upset potential there, but with the Rhine already falling, this team fight is a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, it's looking like we might need to be switching off of that Doomfist. That Doomfist is not getting a whole lot of value here. It's the slow charging ults that Doomfist is having and not providing any utility for the team. Maybe possibly switching over to possibly a Reaper or another hit scan to help them with some long range attacks. I know Clarity was playing that Hanzo, and we're just gonna see George Mason here absolutely just get multiple picks. There goes the Doomfist. They're gonna need to look to switch something. We're getting there to about under a minute, so they're gonna be on full strength. We're gonna see the absolute stagger on the boneless baby Diva.
Well, this is it, the final stand then for Shenandoah. They've got to make the push happen sooner rather than later if they want to stay in this tournament. Otherwise, it's going to be a clean sweep coming out of George Mason.
It looks like they're going to give them that space there. They're going to get the cart moving just a little bit. Oh, that Diva Bomb's going to come around the backside. Oh! It picks up 2!
Unbelievable. The timing's terrible. A big shaft though. Is there going to be signs of life coming out of Shenandoah? The Rhine goes in for 3. And maybe, just maybe, that's going to be enough.
George Mason will have time to recontest here on the streets phase. That was actually big by that Reinhardt here. After going down 3 members on this attacking side, that he was able to get those 3 kills and actually set them up to possibly end the streaks phase. There's no possible way that they match the time bank of George Mason. Let's say they roll from here on out all the way through the reactor area. So they will be on attack first if they're able to complete the point. But seeing that we're going to get into overtime before they're actually able to complete B, and it's going to be a giant pick onto the Lucio with the dead eye.
Yeah, and that is such a game changer. Mayo comes out, we see the Rhine helplessly frozen, surely gonna fall. Overtime does continue, but the picks are coming out of George Mason, and it's all George Mason right now.
Doomfist and the Baby Diva against 5 members. Oh, the Lucio did get the sound barrier off. They're all just being staggered right now. It's all up to the Baby Diva who's gonna be gone. And George Mason is going to take this in convincing fashion.
What can you say? They do it, the 2-0. They were our favorites going into it, and, well, I think for good reason. Lost to ODU earlier today, but in the semi-finals, up against Shenandoah, it was pretty easy for George Mason. We are going to be going to some highlights now, so enjoy those.